Hello everybody and welcome back to Path of Exile 2 in our run and gun mercenary playthrough. In the last episode, we were stuck a little bit on Napawatsi. I did end up taking some time after the... I did end up taking some time after that this morning, actually, to go back and try to do that fight. It took me several times to get it done, because that's just a very difficult fight, and if you don't have crazy DPS, she can wear you down. But I did it... Oh, whoops, wrong thing. I didn't mean to do that. I lost track of what I was saying because I got distracted. But I did end up getting it done. You know, it is if you don't have the DPS, she can wear you down regardless of what you do. So that fight still, I think, needs some adjustment. But anyways, we are in Agarat now. We're ready to continue on with our playthrough. And I'm going to be on the lookout for the little sacrificial heart altar thingy where we're going to get our extra skill points. I'm looking forward to that here. Right. Dye pots. What? Okay. I didn't know if that was actually going to be dye, like they're going to give us dyes, or I hadn't heard anything about being able to recolor your gear, but you never know. Exceptional item. It's money. Looks like they're just chests. Alright. I'm not gonna walk by 100 gold. Damn it, I keep doing that. I swapped out my things. Short range is my back button. Long range shock burst rounds is my forward button, and then emergency reload, which I now have, is my R button. And I need to, like, I gotta train out the pressing the R button to reload my stuff. It's gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna keep doing it until I force myself to stop. It's gonna be a little bit. You gotta, retraining yourself on stuff like on muscle memory things is really hard. Okay, we'll take. Ah, come on. Killing time. If I can get the shock to happen, I can get some pretty decent damage happening, but... Foul fool! Easy. The problem is that getting the shock to happen is just has been something that is just not consistent for me. Oh, nice. Alright, we leveled up. Now the problem that we have is that I finished that, and of course, as I always do when I do these, I forgot to bring up my leveling guide. So let me bring that up now, and then the next thing we need after grabbing acceleration is we continue down the pathway towards... this guy right here. So I'm gonna take this, and then I ended up having to swap out some stuff, swap this out a little bit for dexterity, so I'm gonna bring the strength back again, and probably just gonna keep doing strength until I need dexterity again. Okay. I'm not sure this is the right way. The orientation of this map is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Oh yeah, okay. I think this is the main drag that leads into the next section of the map. Alright, I gotta try to... It's a waste of time to just keep killing these little groups like this. But I need to start gathering them together and getting my Herald of Thunder to just, you know, really slam them. Alright. The danger of that is that they overwhelm me, and then I just have like the equivalent of a one-shot where a bunch of things hit me all at once and then I die. So you gotta be careful about that. But when you have an ability that's centered around grouping people together and getting them all to just kind of... See this? Is that just continuing to summon new dudes? Is that what's going on there? Not sure. But we've reached our checkpoint, so now we need to be on the lookout for the altar that we're trying to get to. And I guess it's not that way. It's always in a different direction than you think you need to go.
Rapid lightning!
I really need for this ability to have a better shocking ability. It's just I don't on some of these harder bosses, they have enough resistance that it just prevents them from getting shocked, and then I'm just stuck. I'm not able to switch to the the way that this is supposed to work is that you shock them with your galvanic shards, and then you switch over to your shock burst rounds, which do a crazy amount of damage once they're shocked. But like bosses and stuff like that, they have a high resistance to being shocked, and I end up having to dump a crazy number of rounds into them before they finally get shocked. And then I get like 2 seconds to dump rounds in from my shock burst rounds, and then they're not shocked anymore, and then my shock burst round just doesn't do very much in the way of damage. So it's like we're going to spend a bunch of rounds trying to get this guy to get shocked. Then we switch, and we're able to like trying to do a little bit of damage for a second, but then his shock goes away, and it's like, you know, it's too fiddly. And that's my issue. Like, a lot of this stuff is just too fiddly. It's not that the concept isn't there. The concept is good. I like the concept of it. It's just not executed well. It takes too long to switch rounds. It doesn't start with fully loaded clips, fully loaded magazines, if that's, you know, if magazines are the system that they're using. And so you end up wasting so much time trying to swap between things that the effect, the ailment that you're trying to exploit is halfway done with being on the enemy by the time you switch over and actually start using your ability. And it's like, you know, I think the way that it should, the solution to that, if they don't want to change the reload mechanic, that's fine. Then make it so that shock doesn't go away until you do X number of damage. They remain shocked until you deplete the shocking damage. That would at least make it so that, you know, when you're trying to use these abilities, you're able to get the full extent and the full benefit of it, instead of just getting screwed if you happen to be in an unlucky position that, oh, well, my other magazine isn't fully loaded, so I have to wait for that, and I'm waiting on a reload, and I'm waiting on, like, you guys have seen how long it can be between, you know, switching from one thing to another and then waiting on a reload, and like sometimes it's 3 or 4 seconds, and if shock only lasts for like 6 seconds, then most of that time gets wasted swapping ammo and having to deal with a bunch of crap. So it's just like, you know, it's fine if they want the pacing of the reloads and all that stuff to be the way that it is. Okay, I mean, I disagree with it, but if you're going to do that, then you need to offset it by making it so that an ailment that doesn't do damage needs to be indefinite, or at least have a much, much, much longer application to give you time to swap out to whatever other thing that you're going to be using to exploit that ailment. And that's the problem I'm having right now. It's like, I'd love to be able to use my shock burst rounds on some of these guys, but by the time I get to my shock burst round, the ailment has expired. It's like, well, I can't do anything with it now because it doesn't do enough damage on its own to justify swapping to it. And then I end up going back to my armor piercing rounds because that has a high default DPS situation. It's like, well, it doesn't really help me, does it? Oh, come on. Fine, we'll go back and empty our inventory, I guess. So, well, yeah, let's do this. Disenchant the spear. And everything else is kind of just either sell or break down. Oh, I should have looked at those boots. I wasn't paying attention. I got overly confident there. I got overly whatever word you want to use. All right, we're gonna try to see if maybe. Come on. I mean, the damage is nice. I don't know that I want to. And the problem is I don't have any more. I haven't gotten any more freaking lightning runes, so there's nothing I can do with this. Like, the elemental runes just don't drop nearly often enough. So as much as I would love to try to capitalize on this physical damage boost here by seeing if maybe we can get some lightning damage and some other things, or maybe another percentage physical increase, which would be nice, I can't justify it. So I think what and we're going to be upgrading weapons in an event. Just the chances of me, since I can't control what I'm going to get out of this, the chances of me, there's no point in continuing, because the chances of me getting exactly what I need is like virtually zero. So upgrading another construct crossbow when I know we're going to be moving on to a higher grade weapon in the relatively near future, just it might make the difference between being able to finish this area or not. Probably not. Napawatsi is the hardest boss. Is the hardest boss in Act 3 anyway, at least as far as I'm concerned. At least now. Now she is. The big fire lizard guy was the hardest, just because you couldn't anticipate his 3-strike attack. That made him the hardest, but they've nerfed that, so it's not nearly as bad as it was. Okay, my mouse is clearly in this direction, not... I hit the R button.
This'll hurt! Easy.
Okay, that wasn't bad. I actually think we're in the... Well, okay, this is the... Yeah, this is going to be... This is pretty close to the entrance of the next area, so... He's not... You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to get these guys to be shocked is just... If I can get him shocked, it does crazy amounts of damage, but you gotta get him shocked, and it doesn't always work. Like, some of these guys just have... The rares and the bosses and stuff like that just have really good lightning resistance or something that just... Like, finally I got him. So now we can do some damage. But I shouldn't have to go through all that just to get to the damage. It's really... Hot crossbow? I mean, I'm gonna pick that up. I don't remember that one. Is that new? Alright, so we found the checkpoint for the entrance, it looks like. We're not ready to go there yet, though, because I do want to get the... I do want to take care of the whole sacrificial heart thing. Which I'm guessing that since the map has been reoriented a little bit, is on the other side of the map from what I'm used to. So I'm used to it being up and to the right, not down and to the left. Like, come on, let me get my... Can I get my shock on him? Look at this. Look how long it's taking us to get shocking to happen. Look at this. It just will not shock him. Finally, and now we can actually do some damage.
Well, that's
like,
one down.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you can't have resistances so high that builds that rely on ailments proccing can't work. It makes the fights take a ridiculous amount of time, not because the boss is difficult, it's just because you're not able to do the damage you need to do. And this is my whole point that I've had about the illusion of choice in this game. They give you all these tools to allow you to try to build a character based off of how you would like to play the character. But then they build the monsters based off of, no, you need to follow this specific philosophy, and if you don't, you're going to take forever to get anything done. Like, okay. then don't give me the choices. Just build the character for me, and then I'll just play the character build that I like the best. Don't give me choices. Build the characters based off of the philosophy that you've decided, and then I will pick the archetype you've created that is closest to the one I want to play. Because if I don't really have choice, then why are you offering me any kind of options? Because you're not giving me a choice. Like this character build is dependent on being able to shock things. You have to be able to shock things. Okay, what did I miss? It's always on, it's supposed to be on this side of the map. I mean, we had this checkpoint up here, but I don't remember seeing anything there. And usually this other checkpoint over here is the one you're supposed to be going through, so I'm slightly confused. So now we're going to waste a bunch of time running around trying to find... I mean, did I just not go far enough up? Confused. Oh. Oh, okay. That's the entrance to the next area. I guess this might be the entrance to the... or that might be the... whatever. That was me allowing my, assumptions to rule. That one's definitely on me. So I'm guessing, is this going to be the altar? Because you usually see all these bodies, and I'm assuming it's going to be the altar. Or I'm assuming it's going to be the entrance to the next one. That's what it used to be all the time when I came through before.
Should be dirty and disgusting, not glorified.
Oh, come on. Look at this. And I can't do anything because too many hit points. Way too many hit points. For a rare, this is way too many hit points. Or way too resistant. Whatever's going on here, it's way too much. It definitely needs to be adjusted. This is ridiculous.
All in a day's
I'm glad I have culling, because that would have taken even longer.
Let's see what happens.
All right, so we are going to stick with strength for now, just to make sure. Just to make sure we're staying on top of all of that. And then we take Jeweled Socket, and then we're going to end up going up that way when we level up next. But for now, we're not at that point, so let's go do this guy here. Oops, do the checkpoint, and come back over this guy. And we'll go down into the Dark Chamber. Black Chamber, whatever you call it. Yeah, I have no problem with the philosophy of, hey, having a bunch of different ammo types and you mix and match them to get the best results. The problem is that it's too clunky. The abilities that you need that are prerequisites don't proc enough. Like, they're too hard to get onto the enemies, right? Herald of Thunder is nice for clearing stuff, but it's completely useless against bosses because you have to kill something to get anything out of it. So it's a single use case thing, you know.
I'm gonna regret taking Miss Fillet.
There's just, it's not that any of the particular mechanics are like horrible. It's just that when you combine them all together the way that they're combined now, it's a pain in the ass. Resistance. It's all lightning here, but I think we actually have pretty decent lightning resistance, don't we? Yeah, lightning's our highest number right now, so we shouldn't really be struggling with these guys. I think we can go that way. So I'm trying to get in the habit of just using up all my ammo rather than trying to do the reload. Like, I'm trying to get myself out of the habit of reloading. I know it ends up, like, wasting a little bit of time with the, continuing to shoot, but by removing my desire to actually do, like, a manual reload, it's going to prevent me from accidentally using my emergency reload, which I would prefer not to use. Unless I need it, you know? not doing enough damage. Needing a lot more damage. Another level 11 skill gem. We'll take care of that in a minute. Okay, I guess we can take care of it now. I've been doing armor-piercing rounds. Ideally, I shouldn't need armor-piercing rounds. Well, I mean, I will for the bosses. I still want to break down their armor, but... like, it would be nice if I could get some shocking on this guy. Come on, man. And the problem I have is that our Galvanic Shards has extra lightning damage, has 100% more chance to shock, and I put Primal Armament, which does a little bit more weapon damage. So it's just like, you know, how many support gems do I need to put on here to get this thing to shock things? It's really frustrating.
Stop this at once. I take no pleasure in harming one of my own, but if you persist, I will do with her.
I don't know if lightning resistance affects the chance of being shocked. Honestly, I don't think that it should. I think, you know, damage resistance, like, it should reduce the overall damage that's being done to you. But if you have a shock applied to you that is then, you know, adding damage on top of whatever else they're doing, then that damage gets reduced, sure. But it shouldn't affect the ability of a player to be able to actually inflict an ailment. If that's the way that works, that really needs to change, because it makes these fights just take way too long. And I'm sorry, but I disagree with the philosophy that monsters should be on an equal footing with the player, even bosses. I disagree with that philosophy. We're supposed to be the hero of the story. We're supposed to be the badasses. That's the way that's supposed to work. Monsters should be dangerous, sure. They shouldn't be, like, on the same footing with us, though. Like, come on. Look at this. It's ridiculous sometimes how long it takes to get through these fights. Now, this is a minion. Look at this. Look how long it's going to take us to kill this guy. Only because I got lucky and he finally got shocked. I would really like to progress forward, please. This is really getting annoying, having to sit here and stop and go back and stop and go back and stop and go back. Well, that ended up being a dead end. Let's go this way. Hopefully this takes us where we're trying to go.
Back down or die!
And of course it does not, so we go back this way. I'm tired of fighting these people. I'm ready to move on. This is getting ridiculous. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's switch to our armor-piercing rounds so that we can...
has finally come for me.
Enough talk! Show me what you got!
The power of the vine.
At least he's relatively easy to shock.
Behold.
Shoot! Come on, shock him. The problem is that the ailments, there's like a natural resistance after you do it, so once you shock him once, it gets kind of hard to get him again.
You will burn.
Shoot, 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 shoot.
Back down or die!
The ends justify the means.
Come on. Where is he?
5 moves ahead.
You say so.
Inferno. The power of the vine.
Ow. Knock him already. Like, if I can get him shocked.
You are blind to the greater good.
pathetic because I can't get you to freaking take damage.
This ends now.
I can't get to him because he's blocked by stuff. Come on.
Of the Val. I can't give up.
Alright. Well, at least we got it to the second stage. We'll see how this goes. It looks like we got a refill on our potion as well, so that's good.
Succeed. I cannot let my efforts be in vain. I will burn you alive. How foolish.
Problem is that he has a couple of abilities that are one-shots, so...
Destruction of Axolotl
Ow.
will be repaid 1,000-fold. I've had enough of you. I will crush you.
Oh, damn it, wrong ammo. Damn it, I don't know how... I'm sitting here trying to, like, finish getting rid of his armor.
One death is nothing for the greater good.
Alright, we'll finish that off. And then we'll try to shock him as we wait for reloads to happen. Alright, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Aziri will soon begin her ascension. Out of my way or die. Face the might of Eval. You think you can run?
I think I just need to avoid the armor-piercing rounds. I need to hurry up and get him shocked. Most of my damage comes from the freaking this. Well, if I can get it.
You leave me no choice. This is not over yet.
Let me dodge.
The end of the world is nigh. Let's see you survive.
Like, this fight isn't that hard if you can avoid certain things.
Full power.
If you can get him shocked, this fight will go much faster, but it takes so long to get him shocked. Come on, come on, come on, shock him, shock him, shock him, shock him, shock him. Get him shocked.
I will burn you alive.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Now you're within my grasp. Do you truly think you can match me? Let me show you what true intellect looks like. How foolish.
I can do some decent damage if I can get him shocked. It just takes forever. Come on, we need a culling strike. Shoot!
One death is nothing.
Alright, that takes care of that. I mean, it's like...
Not fail me. Not now.
I don't know. I understand it's really hard to strike a balance between making a fight that's reasonably difficult and all of that stuff, but then, you know, there's so many different mechanics that they have to balance that you can't make the bosses so fine-tuned that you have to have this or that.
You can stay here and die, or come with us and help save the future.
The legacy of the Val must be protected. I do know of a way to contain the beast.
Best you start talking then. My friend here isn't exactly the peacemaking type.
There isn't,
So
but I will come.
it's settled.
All right. So, we're going to go back to the Ziggurat encampment. We're going to talk, and then bad things are going to happen. Oh yeah, into the... That's right, we're not ready to go into that yet. Alright, well, fortunately, there's no good stopping point, so I'm gonna have to make this a little bit of an extra long episode because I want to get to a stopping point, and that means we need to get to the.
You're alive. I'm glad to submit now. I would appreciate.
I didn't need to do that. Didn't need to do that.
Fine.
Well, that was unexpected.
So as we
Off
do
to
in
find this
as we
Miller
do in the
bloke.
first, as we did at the beginning of all of this, we're gonna just kind of run through this as quickly as we can, kill the boss, and move on. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. This is why I should. This is why I said I was gonna wait until they came out with a new act, because it's just like every time you go through a playthrough of this, you end up having to do the story an additional time on top of however many other playthroughs you decide to do. So you don't just go through the story once for every character, you go through the story twice for every character because they haven't implemented any of the new chapters yet. And I really don't understand. The early access for this should have just been when the campaign is complete, we will release it. That's the way that should be.
Die!
Oops. We wait for shocking to happen. Oh, I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Damn it.
Back down or die!
Alright, that takes care of excuse me, that takes care of that, and that also takes care of our episodes. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, join as a member for early access to videos and among other perks, where you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links for those of you who prefer to go that route, so be sure to check that out, and because those are there for your convenience. So again, thanks you for watching. Be sure to come back for the next video.
Killed in times like these, old man.